You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show.
Hey guys, Bing is producing and we are here doing an AfterBuzz TV after show for America's Got Talent. It is the first night of the live shows at Radio City Music Hall. Very exciting stuff. I am Kaori Takee and across from me is the man.
Correct. Oh.
Name.
Daniel Weiss. Hello.
So I lost one and I gained the other. I lose the other and I gain another. So hopefully next week we'll all be here together.
We didn't want to say anything, or I didn't want to say anything, but me and Kevin are the same person.
Oh, no way.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Wow. So I guess I'll get two opinions in one today.
Yes. They'll be counter to each other.
Mm-hmm. Well, this episode, we had a huge entry. It was the big thing, the whole shebang with Radio City Music Hall. We had Nick Cannon in his white suit coming in, and then there's a line of the Rockettes dancers, and in the middle of the camera pan, Heidi Klum comes through, and then Howie Mandel at the end. We got Mel B coming down from the ceiling, and then we had Stern coming out in a suit, and he's never in a suit. He's usually in some sort of leather jacket. So it was a really big deal, and I think I can say for you, speak for you perhaps, that finally the live shows are here. Finally.
Yes, I guess. Like, I'm happy that they're here, but I feel like the last few seasons, there are shows that by the time, or acts that by the time it's the live show, I'm like, I can't wait to see them. I need to see them. And this season, I'm just like, I saw them. Okay, cool. I'll watch it, but there's nobody that I'm dying to see.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, and I agree with you. And I think that's also kind of why I'm looking forward to the live shows, is because maybe this is where they're going to actually shine and make me pick a favorite at this point. Because you're right, like the past couple auditions episodes, they haven't been as splendid as the previous season. So maybe something's going to pop in the next coming live show episodes. So we'll see. We start off with Anna Christine, and she's 11 years old. She's got a great voice. She starts kind of slow. I think she slipped up a little bit, and you can tell she was nervous. But despite all of that, she was amazing, and the judges really liked her. What did you think of her?
I thought she was great. I'll be honest, I don't remember her that well from the auditions, and she didn't perform in Vegas. She went straight through, if I'm remembering correctly.
She did go straight through, yeah.
Right. So I don't remember that well, but she was great. She did a really good job. She's one of those people that I won't ever say she's good for an 11-year-old. Put her out there with 20 and 30-year-olds, and I think that she can hold her own.
That's what the judges were saying. They were saying she's a very mature girl. She doesn't even act like an 11-year-old. And she reminded me of a baby Kelly Clarkson, because I feel like she has that maturity, and she has like that kind of strong voice. I personally love Kelly Clarkson. So, yeah, she was good. Even though we can tell she was nervous, but of course it was her first big performance, and she, obviously the montage of her, she was a little shy, so she was good. The next one was Television. We didn't get their name during their first audition, and so we get a little more of a background where it's basically a blend between technology and dance merging together into this really creative, artsy dance with TVs that don't play Cheers, but are still TVs. What did you think of this one?
Play Cheers.
I know.
I liked it a lot. We didn't get to see too much of it the first time. They kind of cut it up. I liked it I thought they were really good. It was a nice story that they were doing. And I actually like in the episode after they performed, Nick Cannon came out and said, this is a live show. We have technical difficulties sometimes. We didn't show the opening package. And I kind of think that that worked better for them.
I do too.
I didn't want to see the behind the scenes and them holding up cardboard and kind of how they do it first. I was happier to see them do it and then, okay, cool, that's how they practice and this is how they do it. I like them just going straight into it.
Yeah, I thought that even though it was kind of a mistake, I thought that, like you said, they should kind of do it more often. That was kind of neat how they did it that way.
Yes, if they plan it a little bit better, I think that it could work better. But, you know, they don't.
Yeah, they don't. But I liked this one a lot because it was really creative. It was two people dancing, but with the television moving around and the TVs could turn it into them dancing in the fields or dancing on a staircase. It just was phenomenal for me. It was one of my favorites of the night, believe it or not. But, you know, Howard Stern and Heidi Klum didn't like it very much, whereas the other two judges on the left side really liked it. So.
Right. And Howard gave some reasons why he didn't like it, and Heidi Klum was just like, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, you know.
Blah, 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 blah.
I don't know. I mean, Heidi Klum, I was initially wondering why they're adding a fourth judge into the mix. And, okay, it can work, but she's just been disappointing me, and I hope she gives better criticisms or constructive criticism or judgment in the future episodes because she's really just there at this point.
Right.
Anyway, the next one is American Hitmen. It's a cover band. I wrote cover band, but they're not a cover band. It sounds like a cover band to me.
They basically are.
Yeah, it's like going to Whiskey or Roxy here in LA, like a little dive bar and listening to them paying $10. It's a good, talented, but definitely not, in my opinion, as of now, $1 million act. I know, sure, they're part of the Marine Corps. They served their time, so of course that's commendable. They sang to the Wonder Years theme. They had a spin to that.
Well, it's not the Wonder Years theme.
I call it the Wonder Years theme because that's exactly how everyone knows
song
it.
Before it.
So.
Really? I feel like Joe Cocker has something to say about that.
Oh, well,
who I'm
bring him
pretty
in.
sure sang that song, but don't quote me. I'm going to look it up.
You just kind of backfired that one.
Well, I didn't backfire. I just realized that I'm not positive that that's who sang it. But, you know.
Well, what did you think? Because, I mean,
sometimes.
you can tell from my reaction that I'm kind of, they didn't wow me whatsoever. I wouldn't pay to watch them. $10.
I felt like this was their best performance. Maybe. I don't know. They're kind of boring me. It was good, but also I don't care anymore. And like you said, they feel like a band that you can just go to some bar and see them play. It's nothing great to me.
Yeah. So while you're looking that up, well,
I don't know what you're talking about.
you're looking up the singer of the Wonder Years theme.
Maybe.
We're going to move on to Special Head because he was one of your
I'm gonna
favorites.
go. You can just do this without me. I'm just gonna leave.
Well, you know, we can't wait for your slow phone.
No, I'm talking about. I don't want to talk about Special Head. And it is Joe Cocker. I was right.
Okay, you were right. I'll get you a cupcake later.
You better.
Special Head, he is someone that you were looking forward to.
I don't want to talk.
Clearly, he disappointed you tremendously because his performance was a little lackluster, to say the least. He basically did his levitation thing again, and then, quote unquote, disappeared and landed on top of the Radio City Music Hall building in a projector, not wearing his jacket. The thing is, there was no proof that that wasn't pre-taped. And you saw his head in the clouds, so he didn't really disappear. The whole time, as he was levitating, there was one strip of his outfit that was covering perhaps a pole. I don't know. Special Head to me, this time, not that impressive. I am sorry.
Right. Yeah. Same thing. When he disappeared, you could see that there was some sort of black mat or sheet or something, because you could see the top of his head and part of his face when he's supposed to be gone. had he done everything he did without that, I could have said, okay, fine. Obviously, it could be pre-taped him outside. It could not be. But if it hadn't been for seeing a bit of his head when he's supposed to have been gone, then I could have gotten with it. And also, do something to show me it's TV and it's 2013. He could have done that with his iPhone earlier in that evening or the night before, a picture of him, video of him, and then there it is. Show him holding maybe tonight's newspaper, interacting with them. Have them ask him a question and he can answer it live. I don't know. Something to show me that he's really there. Obviously, he wasn't, but he could have faked it better than just being up there. And again, I could have shown a little bit of belief in it had I not seen him still in the studio when he was supposed to have disappeared.
Yeah, it was kind of a major flub, and it's a shame, but the judges all said it correctly, and Howard Stern mentioned, he saw the levitation act once and he sees it again, and it's just like it's gonna get old. How are you really gonna go to Vegas and buy a $50 ticket for a far, far back seat to see a guy levitate and have him disappear with his head still present?
Right.
And then there's no proof that that's actually him in another building. It just...
And I feel like he's so close to having something, but he keeps backing away. Like, he could have something great, and then there's nothing.
Yeah.
Because I was waiting when he was levitating. I was like, okay, he's just levitating. Do something else. Give me something else. Then he disappeared. Great, but he didn't really. But let's say he did that, and then he's outside. That's more of an act than just levitating. Yeah, but he didn't do that.
Yeah, let's go back for a second about his Vegas audition, because that was also disappointing.
Yes.
And I was surprised that he went through in the Vegas thing, because he did this Matrix thing, and like you mentioned, and I agreed with you, I thought he was going to lift his legs up so he'd be floating completely, but he didn't. It was just so weird, and I don't understand who got behind him to make him get through to Radio City Music Hall.
I think they just wanted to see more of him.
Yeah, I guess so. And all I can say is,
Right.
well. All right. Well, the next act was Fresh Faces. We had little girls dancing, and they were all cute. They said basically they do everything together. They paint their nails together. They eat, they sleep, they breathe together. They dance together. And
we have a caller on the line?
Oh, do we?
Really?
Really?
Hi, caller. Who is this?
Hi.
Hi, my name is Daniel Weiss from Calabasas.
Oh my gosh, is this the Daniel Weiss? Are you? Did you pull a disappearing act on me?
Yes.
I'm in Calabasas right now.
Boom.
Boom! You can't see me anymore.
That's amazing. How did you do that? Oh my gosh, you pull better stuff than
Magic.
Special Head.
Well, I just
called in because I wanted to tell you something really cool.
Go ahead.
Have you
seen this movie? I was just watching this movie, Serial Buddies.
Have you seen this?
Have you seen this?
Oh no, but tell me more.
This
This thing is the greatest movie I've ever seen. And I wasn't starting off this bit promoting it, but I decided to wedge it in now. Guys, you gotta see this movie. It has Henry Winkler, Maria Menounos, Artie Lang, Gian Molina, Doc Brown, awesome people in it.
That sounds amazing. It sounds like a Dexter, Dumb and Dumber kind of movie.
It's exactly that. And you can get it at home on iTunes. You can rent it for $4.99.
Ah, and I think you can buy it for $5.99.
That's $1 more.
I'm gonna go check that out. I think that. Thanks for the call. Definitely gonna check that out.
And I got to tell you, I feel horrible for doing this. This was not a good idea. Anyways, you guys have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Get back here soon. And while you're at iTunes, you can also stop by and check out AfterBuzz TV's iTunes and go ahead and rate, comments, because we appreciate all the support, all the criticisms, good, positive, or negative. We definitely read them, and we will get back to you, as well as on YouTube.
Yes.
So,
Thanks for calling.
Thank you for calling. Welcome back.
Thanks. I had to go out of the room for a second.
So I was talking about fresh faces, and these little girls dance to Iconopops. I love it. I didn't like it. Yep, I didn't like it very much. Howie Mandel said it best. It was kind of like watching a dance rehearsal, and at this point in the competition, it was not up to par. What did you think about it?
It was nothing to me. I didn't think they were very good. I thought they weren't in sync with each other. It wasn't anything special as a dance. And the lead girl that came out in the beginning did the thing that, like, all these little girls at recitals. I have a little sister, so it's not creepy that I've seen little girls doing dance recitals. But they do the same thing where they just have super energy and their parents tell them to just go out there with energy and smile. She just did the like.
Yeah, she was just being cute.
Right, and it just didn't work for me. It annoyed me.
Well, see, I mean, it was a good dance recital thing. It was solid, but it's not at the level that I think America's looking for in terms of giving $1 million act to go to Vegas. It's just not the best act of the night at all.
No, and this was a group that I remember saying, I don't know why they even went through, let alone getting to this point. So.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. And again, for me, dancing is like a huge. You have to be really good for me to really, really like Dancing on America's Got Talent. I'm kind of more rooting for the magicians and the comedians, just like you are.
Right.
So, and speaking of magicians, here's one of my favorites: is Colin Keys. He's 17 years old, and he is a phenomenal magician, in my opinion. He is. You know, he's hip with it. He's of the generation. He's a good-looking guy, relatively, and you know, his act is to have each and every judge tweet something out. Howie tweets prancing, Mel B tweets New York City, Heidi tweets Brad Pitt, and Howard tweets Tookus or
Nope.
Tush.
Try again.
Tookus.
Nope.
What?
It's Tuchus.
Tookus.
Tuchus.
And basically, all those tweets, he already somehow dreamed about these words and put them together in a sentence and pulls it out of a box and shows the sentence with all the words in it, which I don't know how he does it. I mean, obviously it's a trick, but I don't know how he does it, and that's what makes a magician successful. Also, his personality, and he's got it all. I really like this guy. What did you think?
He was great. I loved it. I think he's great. I love his tricks. He is going beyond just close-up magic, but he's not bringing out these huge contraptions and doing this whole thing, and it's working for him. I think he's great. He's 17. He's getting a little D-baggy for me, the way he said swagalicious and.
See, but I disagree with you. I mean, in terms of that, because he's. I think he's a little nerdy. I don't think he's a
right, but he's
kind.
trying to come off as this like Justin Bieber type guy. Just be yourself. But I think he's great. And you know, to be honest, if I think back to when I was 17 and I was saying fresh and dope every 2 seconds, it's probably the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. I really like him. I think he's great. And you know, I can say that maybe he had someone backstage writing all that down while someone was doing it and somehow switched the box out. I didn't see how. I don't know how they could. I'm sure it's something like that, but I don't know. I don't know how they did it, and I thought it was great. I loved it, and I want to see more of him. And I think that he can definitely get to the top, at least top 10.
I agree. And, like, you know, what else is great about him is each magic trick has gotten better and better. And a lot of times they just kind of stay in a standstill and they remain stagnant. But he's getting better. And even his attitude, like this is where I disagree with you, is getting better. He's getting more confident, I would say. And, you know, I liked him a lot. So the judges liked him too.
Yes, he's great.
And the next one, it comes from another category that both you and I are rooting for, is the comedians. We have Kevin Downey Jr.
Robert's brother.
Not Robert's brother, but he's funnier, maybe. I liked him this time around. I thought he was really funny. He has this kind of awkward act performance thing, but it works and it's funny. And the judges were kind of torn; they didn't know how to feel about it. But what did you think about it?
I thought he was funny. I liked him a lot. When we first saw him, they didn't really show much. We didn't get they just saw him quirky, but they didn't really show much of his jokes. And I really liked him. I think he has a great character to him. He has a great delivery. Like Howie said, you know, it's not just about the jokes, it's about the delivery. And he has a great delivery. And you know, the two girls not getting it, there were times where I saw both of them, or especially Mel B, turning to Howie and asking him what he said or what that means. And, you know, that just shows that they might not have got it. It was during the Amish joke that she turned to him, and it looked like Howie was explaining to him what an Amish is. Maybe, I don't know if they have Amish in other countries. But maybe that's it. I don't know. But I thought it was hilarious. And they were saying it's a family show. He's not out there.
No, he's not
dropping, you know, things. I don't even want to say it, but the R word.
Okay.
But he said chloroform. That was funny and cute the way he said it.
It was funny.
It was just a joke.
Yeah.
And you can't take this guy, looking at him, you can't take him seriously when he says things like that. And that's what comedy is. It's breaking the barriers and getting edgy, and that's as edgy as you can get on a show like this, and he's doing it, and I think he's great.
Yeah, I honestly wanted to. I wouldn't mind, but I understand because AGT is a family show. I wouldn't mind if him gotten even more like nitty gritty. That would have been fun too. I liked him this time around. This was his best act so far. It was.
I would go
memorable.
watch him.
I would too. And you have a good point about Mel B and Heidi. It might be a cultural thing, perhaps. I don't know, because you know they're both European and they might not understand certain jokes that he makes. Who knows? But yeah, I liked him, and we'll see if he goes through. Next one is another one of your favorites, Erilyn and Izzy. Before you end with a positive, I'm going to start with a negative, is that I agree completely with Howard Stern. This act, it's cute the first time, it's novel, but after a while, it's like, am I really gonna, I can't even stand watching this act for one song throughout the whole thing. I wouldn't pay $1 to watch these kids act. They're cute and stuff, but just not music that I enjoy. It's a gimmick, like Howard Stern said, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like it.
I don't know why, but I like it so much. And it's not my type of music. And I don't even think it's great music. I just really like watching it. And I want to keep watching it. I think they were great. And as Howie said, they have more views on YouTube than Jackie Evenko.
They do.
So that's got to mean something,
Well,
good or bad.
Jackie Evenko was like 2007, so YouTube has definitely like really, really boomed since then. So give it.
She was like 2010.
No, she wasn't.
If that.
She was around before I went to Japan, and I was in Japan for a while, so I know.
Okay, well, we all know exactly when
So
you went to
boom.
Japan. Let's look this up.
Look it up.
But we'll continue.
Look it up. I get the cupcake back if you lose.
And I get 2 cupcakes.
You get 2 cupcakes. But yeah, I just didn't like their music. That's not my kind of music to begin with, and that's fine. I just don't think after a while the novelty is going to wear off. It's like a one-hit wonder kind of thing for me. Or
I'm just still enjoying it.
yeah, well, the judges agree with me for the most part, except for Howie Mandel. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, but all right. While you look that up,
I am.
we're going to talk about Alex.
She was born in 2000.
Yeah, when was she on AGT?
Well, that's what I'm looking.
So Alexandria the Great was the next one. She puts herself in a box of water and does the Houdini act of pulling herself, escaping out of this water. And, the narration is trying to put the pressure on and make you worry about what's happening. She makes it. What's up? Well, pause.
I would like one with sprinkles and
No.
one vanilla.
When was it?
2010.
No, it wasn't.
Boom.
No, I don't believe it.
Boom.
All right. Well, let's talk about. I'll get you 2 cupcakes, but I don't believe you. Alexandria the Great. What did
Yes.
you think of her?
It was not good. I feel like it was much better when she was in the pool. This, if you take away the narration, which I'll get to in a second, if you take that away, it's just her doing Houdini's trick, but he does it so much better, and he did it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When you have somebody, everyone's trying to recreate Houdini's greatest trick. Go beyond it. He did it.
Yeah.
So saying he was the greatest magician and to be able to do his greatest trick is something incredible, which I agree, but go beyond it.
Yeah.
Or do something different, but don't do the same thing.
Yeah.
And
It's basically the same thing that she did for her initial audition was
Yes.
go underwater and escape.
right, and I thought the water thing was different. The way
Mm-hmm.
she did it was different the first time. This one seemed like I obviously have seen it before. And then what was really annoying to me was I don't know if it was her husband or somebody, but was doing this announcing going, oh, this is taking longer than normal.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
she didn't get,
narration.
uh-oh, she could be in trouble. No, she's not. Obviously. And you're just, what you're doing is saying this trick isn't believable and dangerous on its own, that I have to tell you that this is dangerous.
Yeah.
I have to tell you how bad this is. And no, it's not. We've seen this a million times.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there, and it's. I don't see what else she'll be doing. I want to see her, if she makes it through, do something that doesn't involve water and escaping from water. It could be something else, but let's move on to the Kristoff brothers, who look like the creators of South Park. See, like, I didn't really like these guys very much in the Vegas act because their comedy took away from their talent as acrobats. This time around, for some reason, their shtick actually added to it. So they did a really good job. Even Howard Stern said it was the best act of the night. I think you like them a lot.
I loved them.
Okay.
The first 2 times we saw them, I enjoyed it. I thought they were funny, and I like what they did. But this just won me over 1,000,000%. This was my act of the night.
1,000,000%.
Million.
Who said that?
You just did.
Do you know who said that?
You. I'm looking at
Macho
you.
Man said that. That's
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes.
May he rest in peace. When did he say that? We're getting
he
off
said that
topic.
in. Okay, we'll talk
But
about
when
it.
did he say that?
He said it in like one of the interviews with.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I loved them. I thought the performance they did itself was good, strength, but they were hilarious. I will watch them for an hour. I will buy if they have a DVD out or something. I thought that they're really funny. This is my kind of humor. They came out in these sparkly leotards that you would see on like a female figure skater. They have glitter. They just have this personality, and I loved it.
did.
I thought that these guys I could watch for a long time. Just their interview to me was great.
And they were also really good with like just the act itself of being
Yes.
acrobats. They're really good. They're really strong. They work really well together. There's a very strong chemistry they have. So I kind of take back what I said about last week, that the comical thing doesn't work, because it worked this time around. It made it more interesting than just watching 2 people stretch and help each other out and pick each other up. It was really good. So
Yes.
yeah. Do you want to say anything else about your favorite?
No, they're great.
All right. We have Hype. They are a dance crew, dance trio that I actually was really looking forward to, because their first performance audition was really good. Even though they only practiced in the morning, I was impressed with it. Even their Vegas audition was good, and I was really happy that they made it through. I like their charisma. Their montage said that they were going to do a water fountain thing. I was excited about that. Unfortunately, this act was subpar, in my opinion. The guy fell while he was dancing in the water. They were not completely in sync. They were a little off. I'm so disappointed because I had high hopes for these people. What did you think of this one?
Same thing. It just, again, it was their best I've seen, but I wasn't a big fan of the other ones they did. They were okay. It wasn't there. It was interesting at first, and then it wasn't anything special. And the water was okay. Like you said, one of them tripped, and they always say, at this point, you shouldn't be doing that. You should have practiced this water thing so many times that it's impossible for you to slip in the water. And it might go back to their first performance when they said that they didn't practice it.
Yeah.
Their first dance that they did.
But why are they making it this far and not practicing? Are they that confident?
Well, I'm not saying that they didn't practice. I'm just saying I don't think that water trick was perfected. So don't do it.
No, I agree with you. And I just got excited about the water stuff too because of the montage.
I bet you did.
They were talking about, we're gonna have a fountain, we get wet, it's gonna be awesome, but it wasn't awesome. It just wasn't awesome, and I was so disappointed because I expected more from them. These are one of the dancers that I was actually looking forward to. Like I said, dancers don't really wow me, but these guys did up to this point, and I'm just so upset. I don't have a dancer
Are
to
you
go.
gonna be okay?
I'll be okay in a little
Do you
bit.
need a hug?
I'll be
Do you
okay.
need a cupcake?
1,000,000%.
I don't know what that
made no
means.
sense.
You had me at 1,000,000, and then you said percent.
Well, let's get to the last act of the night,
Do it.
which was Brandon, and he sang to Josh Groban's "You Raise Me Up." He had Heidi Klum crying and standing up. He's a good singer. I'll give him that. Very, very, very good singer. I just, I can't get behind him either as someone that I would pay as an individual. Like, he's one of those guys I can imagine with a group of different singers getting together and having like different performances, like a America's Got Talent concert special.
Right.
But as alone, no, not my thing. And I'm sorry for sounding so negative today.
Oh, you're so negative.
It's a little tough. It was a little rough today. What did you think of him?
He's kind of boring. He's good. He's a great singer, but I don't care. When I watch this show, I'm not in it for singers. And there are some singers that I was like, okay, you blew me away. You were great. And he's just okay. And I'm tired at this point of the sob stories. Same thing with American Hitman and with him. The whole pulling at your heartstrings. At this point, be good or don't be good.
Yeah.
That's all that matters to me.
I agree. It's just like we understand that he's come from a hard place in his life. I don't think at this stage that stuff is very relevant to making you get extra votes or anything. You just need to be good or not good, because people forget. They just look at the talent after a while. Like, when you strip everything off, they want to look at what you've got to offer for that stage.
Correct.
Boom.
Boom.
But I just want to go on to predictions,
Yes.
because now that we have semifinals.
Whoa.
Was that your first
Your
predictions
AfterBuzz
noise?
TV predictions.
I'm just glad that I'm not having a show. Lasers. Listen up, special head. You could have had these.
That's true. And he still would have had his head showing somehow. But that's why it's a special head. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. All right.
No.
But anyways, I want to know, who do you predict, which 4 acts do you think are going to make it to the semifinals in this particular grouping?
Oh, I'm glad you said this, because I was going to say Jackie Evancho, Fighting Gravity.
I had to specify. I know. I can understand where your mind goes.
I'm torn. I have what I want to go through, and it's tough to say what they're going to say. I think Chris Step Brothers are going to go through.
Mm-hmm. Of course, that.
I think Anna Christine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm torn between Special Head and Kevin Downey Jr.
Okay, pick
Just
one.
because
Special Head.
people liked him. People really liked him. And even though
Yes,
he
but
kind of
you
messed
really
it
liked
up,
him, and then you ended up thinking he sucked.
I don't know. I don't know. I also think people are gonna pick Fresh Faces for some reason.
I do too. I actually think Fresh Faces is going to be a thing. It just reminds me of, what were they called last year? The group with Ruby in it?
Oh, Miami. No, that was the year before. Whatever.
Anyway, yeah.
But they're okay. I think Fresh Faces is gonna go through.
I think
So
America loves kid dancing groups.
I'm gonna say Chris Step Brothers, Fresh Faces. Oh, Collins Key.
Okay.
Definitely Collins Key.
Number 4 slot. One left.
I don't want to say Anna Christine for some reason, even though I'm going to say Special Head.
Special Head.
I'm just putting
right.
it. So that's my pick for what I think's going to happen. That's not what I want to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Okay. I think that Colin Keys is definitely going to make it. I do think Fresh Faces is going to make it because America loves. They love cute girls dancing, and they are really cute. They're really, cute. I think the Chris Steph brothers are going to make it, and
I hope so.
Yeah, I know you hope so. For me, not necessarily who I want. I guess Anna Christine is probably going to make it because she was really good. Like throughout even though she was first. That's also a very challenging spot to be the first performer. She was memorable to the point where people remembered her. A lot of times you forget about the first one because it's so far in the beginning, but she was memorable. So, yeah.
I just think, I don't know why, but I feel like people are not going to like her personally.
That's what I'm worried about.
And she's so sweet. I just think there's something about her that, especially like Middle America or like Midwest, are just not gonna like.
I think there's just no connection as of now.
Yes.
But that could change.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So, but Colin Keys is number 1, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I think definitely Colin Keys. And I hope the other ones.
Well, that about does it for this After Show. And tomorrow on NBC, they're going to have the results, and we're going to talk about that as well as next week's live shows.
Right.
Next week.
And even though we won't talk about it till next week, comment on YouTube to us about us being terribly wrong with the predictions.
Yeah, we love to hear everyone's opinions because, everybody has their own opinions, and we like to hear about them. So leave a comment. And in the meantime, where can we find you, Daniel?
Well, right now, for the next 10 minutes, I'll be at this studio, but you can find me on Facebook at Doctor Who Live.
Okay. And
I don't have a Twitter yet.
And I will. What if I created one for you? Anyway, I might create one for him. And you can find me at KAORIOUS, and you can find all of us here at AfterBuzzTV.com.
Yeah.
I mean, .com, why not?
Sure.
And you guys have a good night.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Swag.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.